Hello and welcome to Unfrazzle with me, Louise Miller. If you're a solo business owner and you have a big, exciting vision and loads of ideas that you want to get out in the world, but without drowning in a sea of overwhelm, then this is the podcast for you. Each week I'll be sharing bite-sized insights to help you stop faffing and stay focused so you can make your brilliant ideas happen and make a bigger impact in the world. It's time to step away from the hustle and find a kinder, more sustainable approach to productivity. So grab yourself a cuppa and let's get started. What do you do when you have a brilliant strategy or idea that you would love to bring to life? Do you plan it all out or do you jump right in? And this topic came up during a virtual cuppa I was having with someone recently, and the coach that I was chatting with realised she'd been getting herself in a pickle because she kept skipping what she referred to as the middle bit of planning. So she said that she's really great at strategising and figuring out what she wants to do, and then she'll put all of that top level stuff, all of the ideas and the things that she wants to accomplish, she'll pop all of that on post-its on the wall, and then she'll dive straight into trying to get it all done. So that high level strategic stuff kind of becomes her to-do list, and she wants to get it all done by the end of the week, and then when that doesn't happen, she ends up feeling like a failure. And our conversation got me thinking about the role that effective planning has on our ability to get stuff done, and how we can find the balance between the planning and actually taking action, because we don't want to spend all of our time in planning mode waiting for all of our ducks to be in a perfect row before we take any action. But we also don't want to dive straight into the doing without giving things a little bit more thought first. Because when we do that, when we dive straight into the doing, it's a bit like deciding to cook a delicious meal, let's say a veggie lasagna, without first checking the fridge. So you grab the dish to cook it in, get the lasagna sheets out of the cupboard, put the oven on, start frying an onion. But then you pull out the salad crisper thingy in the fridge and all you've got are 3 browning mushrooms and a shriveled up green pepper. That's not very appetizing. And then you realise that you're almost out of milk. And if you use the last of it to make a cheese sauce for the lasagna, you're going to have none left for your coffee and crunchy nut cornflakes in the morning. So you could turn the oven off and head out to the shops. But it's dark and it's rainy outside, so you abandon the operation entirely and make yourself some beans on toast instead. So if only you'd checked what was in the fridge before heating up the oven and frying the onion. If only you'd thought about whether today's lasagna would mess up tomorrow's breakfast. If only you'd thought about what to have for dinner before you walked straight past the co-op on your lunchtime walk. You would be digging into a big plate of cheesy vegetable goodness right now, but because you skipped the bit between idea and execution, you didn't get the dinner you wanted. So all of that to say, right, the middle bit of planning, the bit where you look at those post-it notes that outline what you'd love to accomplish, and then where you get clear about what actually needs to happen, consider the best order in which to do things and figure out how to actually do those things while still delivering the things you've already committed to. That's the key to actually bringing your projects and ideas to life. And yet it's the bit that so many folks miss because it feels like a waste of time. You're excited about something and you just want to get on with it. And also, that bit, it can be a bit tricky, right? If your brain doesn't naturally work that way, sort of figuring out all the different pieces of the puzzle, it can be really hard and uncomfortable. But taking that pause for that middle bit of planning will give you the clarity and focus that you need to move forward with so much more ease. So I promise you, I know you want to get cracking and you just want to get started, but I promise you it's time well spent. And if that is something that you struggle with on your own, then get some help, right? We don't all have the same strengths. We've all got our own different kind of zones of genius. And if this is something you find hard, that's okay. You don't have to do it on your own. Is there someone around who can help you? Maybe I can help you, and the link to more information about working with me is in the show notes. So does any of this resonate for you? Do you notice yourself going straight from idea into action without taking a bit of a pause to figure out how you're going to make it happen? Or do you get stuck in planning mode and want to have everything perfectly lined up and to, know exactly every step of the way before you even start? Both of those approaches will keep you stuck. They're going to stop you taking action, stop you moving forward. So just have a little think. Do you notice and recognise yourself in either of those two extremes? Maybe you're somewhere in the middle, but just give it some thought. Notice what your patterns are. Is there anything you might want to do differently? And as always, I hope that this helps, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you for listening to Unfrazzle. Sharing is caring, so if you loved this episode, please share it on your socials or head over to Spotify, iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts and leave me a review. Not only will I be hugely grateful, your ratings and reviews will help others to find this podcast so that even more people can make their ideas happen. Thanks so much and see you next time.